TLC. Today, girl, we are just gonna be chit-chat-a-latin, conversating, connecting, because that is what we're here for. And we're going to be doing a takedown of one of my favorite signature styles, a twist and curl with sponge rollers. So let's just get on started. I'm also going to be answering some of the questions from you guys from IG. One of the ones that stuck out to me the most was from Penix91. What is your current relationship with your hair? For example, goals, minimum efforts, etc. That is such a good question. I would say right now, the current relationship that I have with my hair right now, sis, is love. The reason why I just love my hair right now is because there was a time when I didn't. We've come a long way, okay? Aww. We've come such a long way. We came from starting my natural hair journey in about 2011, having to cut it all off in like 2016, and having basically to restart my whole journey and find a new love for my hair. I didn't love my hair. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was as beautiful or cool as other people's natural hair and other textured natural hair. It took me a while to be like, nah, I love my 4C hair. I love the way my hair looks. I love the density. I love the thinness. I love etc. That took a long time. Not everyone starts off just loving their natural hair. Me, for example, did not start like that at all. It took me a long time to kind of be like, you know what? I love my 4C hair. So here is a couple of reasons why you probably don't love your 4C natural hair. Number one, you consistently compare your hair and your texture to everybody else's. Sis, I don't know who needs to hear this, but we all can't be Natural 85. Comparison is one of the main reasons why you are not loving your 4C natural hair. Instead of looking for inspiration, it turns into envy. And instead of looking for ideas, it turns into frustration. But the most amazing thing about 4C natural hair though is how versatile it is. Like, if y'all saw what my hair looked like yesterday, and look at that, that's God. It's important to note that a hairstyle that might work for me may not work for you. But it's also important to note that that doesn't mean that it's not possible. That just means that you just have to try a different way. The amazing thing about 4C hair is how versatile it is, sis. This thing could shape shift. It could do almost anything that you want it to do. It took me a while to master how to make these sponge rollers, which I was afraid of at first, but now I love, and it's honestly the only rollers I've ever used to work for my 4C hair. What products would work for it? What technique? Girl, let's talk about technique. A way to combat comparison is not to look at a style and be like, oh, my 4C hair can't do that, but instead to look at it like, what technique could I use to get similar results? Not the same results, but similar results. For example, I used to love Natural 85's Cheat a Flexi Rod Set video. Oh my gosh. When I saw that, I was like, let's go. I got all the necessary products, tried it out, and worked. So instead I started focusing on the technique of what she was doing versus the products that she was using and the rollers that she used. Instead I used the Design Essentials mousse and I paired that with a smaller flexi rod, and I used a slightly different method in curling my hair around the roller, and girl, the results was this viral flexi rod set video. Just saying. Another reason why you probably don't love your 4C hair is that you're not putting in the work, sis. Yeah, you? I'm talking to you. 4C hair is work, okay? And you have to put in the work. You have to put in the research. You have to put in the time and the effort. A lot of the things that I did during the first part of my natural hair journey, where my hair really made its peak and was flourishing the most, is I experimented and researched my hair. Not researching 4C hair online, but researching and experimenting on my hair and taking note on the things that I learned. For example, I learned that my hair likes to poof. And instead of using that as a disadvantage, I use that as an advantage because, girl, my hair is actually not as thick as you guys tend to think. My hair is actually a little on the thinner side, but because my hair poofs, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, you see that poof? I have hair that tends to poof up like this, but I use that to my advantage to make my sections look and feel thicker. When I was first starting my hair journey, I did a lot of research on my actual hair texture, trying out gels, butters, just water and oil, what oils work, what oils didn't, how did my hair react to gel or mousse, which one is best for styling, by trying them all out, taking notes, and then seeing how it actually reacts in my hair. It's kind of funny because on my computer, I used to use the photo booth. Oh my gosh, should I look for that? Oh my gosh! I used to do this thing when I first went natural where I would make these like little videos to myself on my computer, and I called them note to self. So after I would try a new product or just anything new, I would do little videos of myself. Oh my gosh. Look how embarrassing. But these are just videos of me that I sent to myself just to see how different hairstyles worked on my texture. So this was me doing the work. This was me putting in the data, trying out different methods of drying my hair, of styling my hair, just checking in. Oh, this is embarrassing. There's so many things I learned. I learned that the roots of my hair would never lay down in the name of Jesus. So because of that, I usually do flat twists in the front sections of my hair so that it would frame my face. So many things that I've learned just from doing this data and collecting this information on my actual hair and not my hair type online. So I suggest that you guys do that. Can we just take a moment? Another reason why it is difficult for you to love your 4C and natural hair is that you are following other people or textures, routines, and methods and techniques and adopting it onto your hair, and then it is unsuccessful. That leads to a lot of frustration. I can't expect Mahogany Curl's wash day routine and technique to work for my 4C hair. I can't expect the same products that she uses to also work for my 4C hair either. I suggest that you come up with your own routine. Use all of those things that you learned from all your favorite YouTubers and take what you think will work or will not work and make your own routine. For example, I realized that my hair is not too crazy about routines. If anything, it just wants to be cleaned and deep conditioned and moisturized. I focus way more on using deep conditioners and buying deep conditioners than conditioners. So my method is shampooing or cleansing and then moving on to a deep conditioner and allowing that to sit for at least an hour on my hair, using a hot head or a deep conditioning cap. That's something I would have never learned if I just kept following other people's routines. Don't get me wrong, y'all, I love watching a good natural hair routine. Oh my gosh, it's like hair porn. But it's always good to just take things from that, mix it in with what you're already doing and what you're not doing, taking little things from everyone's routine, mixing it all together to make it something that's unique to you, to your hair needs, and then trying it out for a month to see how it works. After that, if it doesn't work or if something is working, keep adopting, adding, subtracting, dividing until you find something that's perfect for your hair. Y'all, this is coming out so good. I'm so happy. Another reason why you're probably struggling to love your 4C and natural hair is simply because you're not trying new styles. You're stuck on trying to get that perfect defined twist out. And girl, I feel you. I was there too. But maybe after trying a couple of different styles, you realize that twist outs really aren't your thing and braid outs or rod sets is really more your style. Curl formers, wave formers, there's so many different things that you can use now to style your hair that you don't have to be stuck on the same style that keeps disappointing you. The one style that I've never gotten in my whole natural hair life is Bantu knots. I have only done one successful Bantu knot in my whole life, and I don't even know how I did it. It was a natural hair accident. Since then, sis, I've given up on Bantu knots, but instead I found my love for sponge rollers because I've never actually done a rod set, a perm rod set in my whole life. Once I found out that these work really good for me and give my hair that fluffy but like still defined look, I was like, epi, that's it. When you do find that hair tool that does work for you, then I suggest to try it out with different products. A sponge roller set with shea butter gives me like a fluffy look. A sponge roller set with mousse, sis, that's a whole nother thing. Another reason that I found myself not loving my 4C natural hair was simply that I was stuck on this idea in my mind of what my style was supposed to look like. Oh, she has 4C hair, she used these products, so my hair is gonna look like this. Like 1 + 1 = 2. Nah, in the natural hair world, 1 + 1 sometimes equals 30, and we have to figure that out. Going into each hairstyle with a clear mind or just pure excitement changes the way you view your hair when it comes out. More than likely, your hair is never going to come out exactly how you envision it in your head. More than likely, your hair is going to do its own thing. Then it's up to you to decide how you're going to react to that. Change the way that you view your hair and the way that you react to your hair, and it'll be more of a fun learning experience instead of it being disappointment every time your hair doesn't come out as beautiful as Natural Lady vibes. It's important to take note of the way that you view your hair, because that's also going to be how you end up viewing yourself. Be mindful of the way that you talk to yourself and the way that you react to your natural hair. You want to be sure that you're not indulging in negative self-talk, because all that's going to do is harm your self-love journey. And your natural hair journey and your self-love journey really does go hand in hand. The way that you view yourself naturally has a lot to do with your self-confidence and your self-esteem. I learned that the hard way when I was learning to do bantu knots, and every time it came out bad and every time it didn't come out the way it did, like the girls on YouTube, I was livid. And then it turned into me wishing that my hair looked a different way or was a different texture. We call it the natural hair journey because it is a journey. It takes time to learn, just like anything else. For a lot of us, natural hair is completely new. We've had perms, weaves, other styles all our lives, and now we're figuring out the texture that grows out of our scalp and learning how to style it and how to do it and what products to use and what products not to use and how to keep it moisturized and all these things. That's a lot to take in. So every time you get it wrong, just tell yourself, I'm still learning. My last tip for you guys is that you're looking for the perfect product. You keep looking for or buying new products every time something new comes out, not giving yourself or your hair enough time to try whatever products you currently have. Raise your hand if you're a product junkie, because I know y'all in here. You keep looking for the perfect product, turning into a product junkie, and then not even using half of them or not using each product long enough to see how it actually affects your hair. You don't need to be product junkies, and we don't need to be looking for the perfect product or the perfect potion. What we really need to be looking for is the perfect ingredients. So that goes back to one of the first things I shared, learning what your hair likes, learning what your hair loves. So for example, I know that my hair is not liking a coconut oil, but it really does like Black Jamaican, argan, and apricot. So what I used to do, well, what I still do now, is that I use that information when I'm looking for new products. I check out the ingredient list to see if it's going to have the things that I like. I also know that my hair really likes aloe vera gel or anything aloe juice, aloe vera gel, etc. So I use that to my advantage as well when I'm looking for styling products. If you use that to your advantage, using the data and the information that you've collected on your hair when you're trying out new products, that will cause a ripple effect in all the things that we talked about. That's going to allow you to have kind of a better idea of what you're getting into when you're trying new styles, so that you're not as disappointed in the first place. You already kind of have an idea of how your hair is going to react to it, so you kind of take that image of what you thought your hair was going to look like. It's not going to look like the girl in the bottle. It's going to look like your hair when it's mixed with this amount or this type of ingredient. You're going to know how to add that product into your routine because you learned what your hair likes and dislike. You're gonna also know what style to do on your hair using this product that has these ingredients, because you have an idea already of what it's going to turn out like. And in the end, you're gonna have a positive reaction to how your hair turns out when you finally do said style or said routine. It won't be about comparing the way that your hair looks compared to the way it looked on the girl in the tutorial, because you already know what your hair does not do, likes, and doesn't like. So as you can see, sis, when it comes down to loving your hair or learning how to love your 4C hair, it all comes down to doing the work, doing the research, learning your hair, learning what it likes, what it doesn't like, the ingredients, the tools, the products, etc. It's all about you doing the work and focusing on no one else's hair but your own. It all comes down to the way you view yourself in the first place, and the amount of self-confidence and self-esteem that you have going into that bathroom, going into war, getting ready to try that new style, sis, is all about the way that you view and see yourself. If you start off with a positive attitude, going going into it with a positive mindset, then that's going to change your natural hair journey and experience. But all that takes time. And it doesn't matter how long you've been natural and how much you know about your hair, you're still going to make mistakes. I made the mistake of assuming that my hair was strong enough to withstand a lot of heat during a really fun summer vacation that I had. In the end, I ended up with not necessarily heat damage, but I ended up with thinning edges, a lot of split ends, and my hair naturally broke off almost 6 inches simply because I got a little too consumed in the idea of what 4C hair natural what natural 4C hair is supposed to look like. I got really insecure about showing off the length of my hair instead of the health of my hair, and wanted to stretch it out as much as possible. And because of that, I ended up basically breaking the whole thing off. Now I feel like my hair is growing pretty well, and I think I may be back. Look, y'all, I still get excited when my hair comes out cute. Like, I'm still like, you did that. You did. The next time you start to get frustrated about your natural hair, stop yourself, tell yourself that you love yourself, and then tell yourself that you are still learning. There's still so much for you to learn, still so much for you to do with your natural hair. It's yours. That's the most important thing. It's yours, it's versatile, it's flexible. It could honestly do anything that you wanted to do with the right technique. It's kinky, it's fluffy, it's dense, it's amazing. Keep that in mind and never give up on your natural hair. So I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. Let me know if you did. Please don't be shy to give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. And until next time, never forget to live in love with you.